No, what's nice about having like the puppy dog with our dog is like, she Pino gets motivated. Like I don't know if you guys out there listening, but dog, like because we're it was also summertime Arizona, and like it was getting to the point where she couldn't walk like not even a mile because how hot it was sometimes.
Yeah.
But we'll walk 1 mile, 1.5, 2 miles. We actually I think the furthest we've gone, which Pino hasn't walked like over 2.5 miles. I think it was like 2.7. And she hasn't walked like that far in like forever. And Pino's a miniature beagle, so but her walking with another dog that walks, like she's so much better as a walker, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
And like she's like more motivated. Like it's crazy. Like we'll wake up 6:30 in the morning because sometimes Sam has to work at 7:30. We'll wake up at like 6:20, whatever, and then we'll take him on a walk before we both start working. And she's Pino's like literally walks with her the whole time, and she's 5 years old, and her parents' dog is 1 years old. So it's pretty cool. It's like maybe people should do that in real life. Maybe humans need to do that, right? Like, hey, if you're not feeling motivated, maybe ask that person, maybe ask that family member to go work out with you, or go for that walk, or go for a bike ride. Because it makes it so much better. But it doesn't, like dogs. It's so simple. Like, right? They don't talk. They don't like communicate. They don't have like a thought process. But you see what I'm talking about? Like the psychology of it all. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, people will do that. They'll have like walking groups and stuff like that, right?
Oh yeah, in Arizona they had like rollerblading groups. Like I saw one time 4 or 5 groups of like a group of like 4 or 5 women rollerblading, and like one of them like dropped off, and then they picked up another one while I was like running. I'm like, what the hell is this? And there's like the biking groups. Like the biking ones are a little bit more popular over there, but like it's crazy. And like I was part of a hiking one too. We actually met these people on a hike, and I think I mentioned it maybe, but like they invited us to like a hiking group on Facebook. I actually never joined. I don't know. I feel like I just wanted to hike by myself
Yeah.
with like Sam and stuff. So I don't know why I did it. It just I wanted to experience it by myself. Like it would have been fine if like we were living there much longer. Like maybe like 5 years down the road. Like hey, like let's meet more people. But I don't have a hard time meeting people. Like I feel like that's I don't know. Anyways, the episode's gonna be psychology of the dogs and grouping. Should we go over that today? Like, and also too, speaking of dogs, we actually got Pino on a diet since she's gotten here. She's a little overweight. She's 20 pounds. We're trying to get her down to like 19, 18 pounds at like a slow start, and then trying to maintain that weight because she's supposed to be, I think, like 17 pounds. So she's a little bit overweight. But if you guys know beagles are food focused. So whenever there's food around, like even when people leave like bread out on their lawns, and for like the birds or like the squirrels, she'll literally run to like the white bread, and if you're not paying attention, she'll eat the bread. Are they?
Carly.
Yeah, yeah. But it's funny. We're giving Pino a little diet. They're German Shepherds, like healthy weight. So it's so funny because like dogs, they don't know what diets are either. Too. It's like crazy. It's like the only way you're gonna diet a dog is like you do it yourself. So it's like pretty interesting. We weigh them like once a month. So we weigh both the dogs. So yeah. So Roman, what's going on, buddy? What's going on with you lately? I've been talking about dogs the whole time.
No, it's a pretty segue into the conversation we're gonna have today, but not too much.
Yeah, you haven't been lifting too much. You've been doing some stuff around the house.
Yeah, Mason's just been killing me. So pretty much Tuesday through Friday are my like the days that I have the, I guess, like widest opportunity to like work out. Whereas like Saturday is just like I'm being like whipped with a whip by my brother all day. So we've been we physically ripped the deck off the side of the house, so that was fun. That's been a lot of work, and then we still have a long way to go, and we only have a couple weeks to do it, or a few weeks before like the winter sets in, and it's just like either can't work. It's like you split wood and stuff like that.
So pretty much you're gonna have the body of a laborer by like the end of this month, or
I'll have the
I
gut.
should say. So you've been only training the 2 days pretty much?
No, 4 days. Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
3 to 4 days, like the minimum. Out. Good girl. I'm gonna put you on mute real quick just so I can tell Mason that I fed the dogs.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so Roman's been doing that, guys. So what I've been doing is a little bit dog barking in the background. I chose to do the podcast outside today. Yesterday, I didn't even send it to Roman. I did a half marathon yesterday, a little bit over half marathon. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not, and this is why I said like everything's never perfect. Like I'm getting a lot less motivated the more I'm running, and it's because I think because I started training so early, like everything's fine, like the body's fine. It's just like most of the time I'm just getting bored. It's just like it's a lot. There's no one really running. It's like when it's cooler outside in the Midwest, like no one's gonna be outside. Like it's like weird to see people, but if we could somehow like get someone with me, like I just want to pay for someone like to ride like a motorbike or something next to me, so like I could like it's just like I honestly I'm getting to the point where I just want to I don't want to I don't want to like I just want to just like talk like even if there's someone next to me, but yeah, it's maybe this week that's what to be honest, like that's like the thing I'm going through. It's just like motivation's not as high, and like I wish like the marathon was like in November instead of January, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's because like I said I prepped too early or too soon, but I feel like that's how it could be when it comes to like bodybuilding or powerlifting. It's just like you get to a point where you just you know maybe you just need some time off, but I only run once a week, so or maybe twice a week sometimes. So
what if you took a week or two off and then you get back into it?
yeah, maybe I think that might be the case. So yeah, I might do that um, and try to focus a little bit more off of it, or maybe go for a bike ride instead or something.
True. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
And then you can
Yeah,
still you can kind of gauge your do you wear a heart rate monitor when you're training?
I use the Fitbit. So I mostly look at that through what is it, the Cordial for the wrist, the vein in the wrist. No. But yeah, so I mean I know obviously I'm pretty sure like a heart rate monitor might be better if I had an opinion. Like the max heart rate I got up to yesterday was 186 beats per minute, and then I averaged about 167 beats.
Yeah, why don't you get on a bike and do that for like I don't know 30 to 60 minutes and do that once or twice a week. You could do that while you're kind of allowing the staleness of the running to dissipate.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though too, it's like to the point where I just like I said, like it's not like I'm not motivated. It's just like I want to do it. Like I just want to. I wish like it was December and I had like 2 weeks left, and all I had to do was fly to Florida, get my meals in, my rest in, my water in, and then I just ran it. Because I got to the 20-mile marker, and in November I'm probably gonna hit 21, and then December I'm gonna probably try to hit 22. Also, too, the weather conditions is like very hard, and it's like I went from the extreme. I went from like the hottest, and then now I'm going to like the coldest. So it's a little bit different. Like some people suggest like you dress as if it was 20 degrees warmer. So like yesterday I ran at like 44 degrees, and like I was dressing like it was like 60 degrees pretty much, because obviously your body temperature rises, your heart rate's obviously higher. You don't want to do that. But see, the thing is, a lot of the things that people don't tell you when it's like colder outside, but like if you don't wear gloves, there's not a lot of blood pumping in your hands. Like literally, I was like doing this throughout my whole run yesterday.
Yep.
But see, the thing is, I was going through hot moments too, where I was like, my hands were feeling fine, they weren't numb, and then there would be like numbness, and then it's just like no one really tells you this stuff when it's like colder outside. I haven't worn that yet on my head. I feel like it wasn't that bad. Like I said, degrees yesterday or 44. It wasn't too bad. I did wear a pair of sweatpants and like a Under Armour like zip up jacket. So I did do that. I did sweat a little bit, but see, the thing is, it's like also I don't like to take clothing off when it's cooler outside. I kind of just fight through it because I feel like most of the time people get sick that way, where they start taking clothing off and then you start getting sick. So I didn't do that. Like I was a little sweaty, but then again, like you go through the shady parts and then it starts getting windy. And then you're like, well, I'm glad I didn't take off my sweatshirt. So, and the jacket was like like I said, it was a stretchy one, get out of cotton or anything, like really breathable. My sweatpants were cotton. I probably wouldn't suggest wearing cotton. I did get a little like irritation on my thighs. I wore my same running shorts I run with all the time. It just the material, because I wear like military like size shorts, so like they're like 3-inch inseam, and the material was just rubbing against my thighs way too much. So I got some irritation on my thighs, which if you guys don't use it, or if you want a company, if you're a runner, or if you do cycling, or if like something where you have like contact with either fabric or skin, it's a funny name, but it's on Amazon. It's called Squirrel Nut Butter. It's a pretty organic, like natural product. And like if you look at the ingredients, there's like not even like there's like 5 ingredients, I think. And they're a company in Flagstaff, Arizona, which I didn't even realize it, but I was using it before I moved to Arizona. But yeah, it's on Amazon. I think there's even like a vegan option too. So like if you guys are vegan, or if you guys practice veganism, I don't know why I said practice like it's a religion. Sorry, folks, if I wasn't correct on that point. But like if you guys want to try it out, it's like pretty cheap. And also like the tubs are like, it's like almost like a hair gel tub where it like spins the cap. It's pretty cheap, and like a bottle will last me like months. Like it'll last me like sometimes, like obviously when I wasn't running, I'd use it like minimally, but like because I'm running, I'm using it a lot more. But like sometimes it lasts me like a half of a year or almost a year. So
Yeah.
it's like $15, I think. It's like cheap.
Yeah, I usually just use Vaseline.
Yeah, you could use Vaseline too. Yeah, and my brother, who's also a runner, he told me to like rub it on like by my feet where like I would get blisters, and I still haven't done that. But yeah, what were you gonna say? Were you gonna make a joke?
No, it's just like you're so funny, buddy. You're like, this is non-GMO, organic, certified, vegan. Like,
Well, sometimes you gotta just point it out there because some people like the less ingredient stuff, and me personally, like I like stuff like that goes in my body just as minimal ingredients as possible. Like obviously I try not to eat like macaroni and cheese all the time with like 20 ingredients. It's most of the time I'm getting jasmine rice and like beef. Like it's like I'm not. I don't know. I might as well say it.
yeah, no, I love it, buddy. And like that's really important because we might have listeners that might have like food allergies or just like sensitivity to different like ingredients, right? There's a reason why there's like so many different skincare companies out there, because certain like companies will stick to a certain like blend or formula, and that might irritate one person. So like you kind of have to try different products. So I know like my skin's like that with certain like like hand moisturizer, like face cream, that kind of thing. So I've kind of had to do a little bit of like trial and error to be able to find different products that work for me.
Speaking of skincare, ever since I moved back, my face has been a lot better. Maybe it's because I'm not sweating as much, I guess. But I feel like the dryness in the air and everything is like, I don't know. I feel like my face isn't as irritated as much. So
That's good.
kudos to that, because I was getting a lot of acne, and I don't know what it is. Like I probably said it before. I never got acne when I was younger, so it just for some reason just was flaring up.
That's interesting,
Maybe
buddy.
you should come out with a skincare brand.
There you go. I had somebody that went to school with college. She reached out to me on LinkedIn. She was like, "Oh, it's been a while since these days, but like just wanted to let you know, yada yada." And I was like, "Oh, it's awesome. Keep up the good work." I'm
Is
not.
she an Avon lady?
No, I think she came out with her own like skincare like brand, like her own
I
product.
know it's a joke. It's like someone reaches out to you for skincare products. Usually you'd say, "Oh, it's the Avon lady,"
Yeah, pretty much.
or like when they shout out to the people who remember this stuff, or like people who would be like pyramid sellers for like Tupperware. Remember they'd go to your house, sell you
Am-
Tupperware.
My brother did Amway for a while. He was like, "This is a scam. Don't do Amway."
You know what so that was when I was a kid, like obviously not working class, but when we were in high school, when I was working in the restaurant, for my time in high school, it was actually this business. I don't think of it. I don't know the name, and also I probably wouldn't say the name anyways. But it was like a knife selling company. For
I was
us, it
about to
was
say
like
that. I was going to say that.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, they got everyone in our high school, every kid. So, well, not everyone, but like some of the kids would be like, Antoine, you got to sign up. You got to. We're selling knives to people. I'm like, do you think I'm gonna go door to door and ask people about a knife set that they're gonna buy once every 20 years? Like, it's like, what do you like? I mean, if you get quality knives, how many knives are you actually buying? Like, I mean, I have a knife set in like 5 years, six
I know.
years. So
That was the thing. I remember like me and a bunch of my classmates and buddies were like, "This is a freaking scam, like pyramid scheme, blah blah all this stuff." So we're just like trashing on it because we all got the letter right. So it's like this is ridiculous.
so speaking of pyramid schemes, not to get off topic of the subject today, which we haven't gotten into, well, sorta. Um, my brother and I actually one of my like good friends growing up, we actually did a pyramid scheme. It's a brand called USANA. I don't know if you ever heard it or people listening. It's like USANA, and pretty much the idea someone got you in, you were under them, then you would have to buy like I think it was like $100 worth of supplements or like 80 to 100 a month. So you're talking someone like Roman and I have definitely talked about this before. I don't even spend like $50 a month for supplements, like
Yeah.
let alone maybe like 20, maybe the max, because it's like stuff that I don't really need, like protein powder. Like that's the only reason I spend money, because I don't like sit there and eat like 200 grams of protein and meat a day. Cool. Like sometimes I don't want to eat 200 grams of protein and meat a day. But see, the thing is, they were like having you buy so much stuff so like you could be someone that's trying it and have the success of it. And see, the thing is, like, I think I got one sale within like 4 or 5 months, and I spent like 400. I don't know if I think it was probably like $80 a month, and I'm talking like $400 total, and like had one order pretty much, and like one subscriber to it. And like, see, the thing is, it wasn't like a supplement company where you'd be like, hey, Antoine's gonna get money for this if you use this code, like like a sponsored athlete, whatever they're called, like the contractors for like supplement companies. No, it was like, hey, you were only able to sell a customer face to face. It was like you had to set up a meeting, you had to give them the proposition, you have to give them the business, you have to give them the information, and then pretty much like you're stuck in this like weird, you know, place with this person that you've never met before, but somehow like sometimes, or also too, it's like they're like, oh, reach out to your friends and family. So it's like, hey, Roman, hope you're doing well. I don't know about your nutrition and your supplement life, but I would like to set up this one-on-one meeting. Do you want to meet me at the Drake Hotel? Like literally, I had meetings at the Drake Hotel in downtown. Do you remember that hotel? It's like the most famous hotel. We would bring clients to like sell them at the Drake Hotel. Let alone, I was never even in a room. I was driving my beat up Honda Civic at the time, that I paid like $2,000 for with like busboy tips, and like after a while, my brother were like, this is stupid. Like, why couldn't we just sell supplements like via social media, via text message, and like, just show it out that way? And I don't know if they're still doing it that way, but like, holy shit, like that's like, but yeah, that's pretty much like the long story. I could always go into it a lot deeper, but yeah, I definitely did get pawned into a marketing scheme one time in my life, and that was about it.
Very interesting.
And it was supplements, so it was like something that obviously I'm still talking about to this day. So I mean, at least it was something like that, and not like knives.
Yeah, they find a way to get us one way or the other.
Yeah, but it was like cool people. You know, the one guy that was above me, I still know to this day, and he's actually a lawyer. So I mean, it's not like I think he got out of it too, but he's a lawyer. So it's like, you know, some of the people actually like were smart about it. And but you would see, what the thing about these marketing schemes is, you had people under you, you were above people, but for some reason that one guy always seemed like he had millions of dollars. Like it was like weird. It was like the one guy had money, but everyone else had no money at all. And it was like also weird too, because this guy was like rolling in like suits all the time in these meetings, where I'm trying to go to the thrift store and buy a button up. And and but like I'm pretty sure like he lives in like a nice house in Florida. Like this one, I just don't get it. Like how does, like, because I need to be at that table. Like I need to be that guy sometimes.
It's literally quintessential pyramid scheme.
Like he literally made all the money, and but like every sale like I made, he would get part of it. It
Oh
was
yeah,
like
pyramid scheme.
like literally I shout out to you guys doing pyramid schemes still. I appreciate you. You know, I got when I was a younger guy, but you know,
No,
hey,
do not do it. Amway, it's not good. It's a scam. Do not don't subscribe to that. If anybody ever says like, so I'm gonna have you under me and you're gonna get other people under you, like freaking run. Just turn. Don't even say bye. No, like don't be polite. Just turn, run away from that situation.
it's like whatever you start a marketing scheme so like low to like the tree where like these kids in elementary are doing it, and they go to class, they're like, hey Billy, can you draw your family tree? And it's all like the family tree of the pyramid scheme. Instead of their actual family. They're like, well, I work under Roman, and then Roman works under Antoine, and
Why are they all holding a knife set?
well, you see, Miss Wilowski, we all sell knives. Billy, I'm gonna have to call your parents. You are literally 5 years old. Why is your son selling knives? And his person that's above him is like in high school and not even related to him at all.
Well, Miss Wilowski, if you get under me, you can then get other subscribers under you to buy this cup. And you see, the thing is, this is gonna last a lifetime. But there's over 7 billion people on this planet. Imagine having 7 billion people under you, and then all of that money matriculates up the tree back to you, Miss Wilowski. It's just like, oh my god, I can't believe these things still exist and how creative they are. Like they did it with do it with like household products, beauty care products, do it with like pharmaceuticals. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and also too, one last thing, maybe before something else, but I mean, if you think about it, pyramid schemes kind of just went to social media. Social media, like the ancestral people, you know, they have to eat raw organs, raw testicles. That's like a pyramid scheme too. Everyone's believing it. I mean, they made. I think Lane Norton had like a number. They made like 11 million or 10 million in like 1 year off like ancestral supplements, and like good for them. But like if you think about it, it kind of, the pyramid scheme is not like face to face anymore. It's more social media, and then people try to implement it to other people in their life. So it's like, hey, I love ice baths. I'm following culture, and then I'm telling all my friends, and their friends are telling all their friends. Now everyone has a stupid $500 ice barrel in their backyard that they never use. But see, the thing is, they could have got a whiskey barrel from a brewery, $100 and put ice in there and spent it like the fifth of the price. So that was my last thing about pyramid schemes in the fitness industry. Maybe we'll just maybe market this one as pyramid schemes and more. Gainz podcast episode. But
user beware.
What was that? User beware or user welcome.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to see.
That's really intriguing, buddy, and that's actually a pretty good point. Social media has kind of been used as like the new currency to be able to sell. And in some ways, they do resemble pyramid schemes, right? Because it's like you have sponsored athletes, and then sponsored athletes can have like other people under them, like.
Yeah, and then Liver King's making all the money. So Liver King's the number one, and then you got all these people trying to resemble him. He's got 10 million or 8 million followers on Instagram. This got 5 million, and then it trickles down. But see, the thing is, they all follow that chain. It's like, and who's making the most money? Liver. Oh, next topic. Oh, go ahead.
I've never watched a full video of him. I like will refuse. I refuse. I'm just like he's a
did
dude, but it's like I don't know. I would say like a lot of the stuff he ends up saying, I'd probably end up calling BS on it. And I know like people like Paul Saladino say that he's like a really genuine guy. He's all about his family, blah, blah, blah. And that's great if he is. I don't know. I haven't really felt the draw of his content. Like eating organ meat. Is it like highly nutritious? Yes. Should most people do it? Yes. Does the conversation need to go any further than that? Not really. I mean, you can get into nuances about like optimization, and like people should be well aware that it's actually dangerous to just eat organ meat. Like let's say you like overconsumed organ meat, you could very easily get vitamin A poisoning, and that actually was happening a lot in like western parts of Europe apparently. For like older folks, they were eating a lot of organ meats, they're eating like a lot of eggs, that kind of thing, and folks in like senior homes were getting vitamin A poisoning. So it doesn't come without its risks.
Yeah, and I believe it, because it's like, I mean, how far can you go with one thing instead of eating like a variety of a diet, which like, you know, Dr. Rhonda Patrick, like Andrew Huberman, like always talk about, and like Lane Norton always talks about. But it's like, you know, there's obviously risk, and like we talk about all the time, like veganism, vegetarian, carnivore, organ only, like we there, all those right there, you know, like a doctor on staff or like someone that's like really knowledgeable about this and that could do those tests on you, like you'll never, like, I don't know, it's like something that a lot of people shouldn't risk.
Yeah.
Because like in my opinion, I think we've made a great amount of gains and not having to do like one thing. Like I haven't been eating keto for 10 years. I don't eat a carb only diet. I don't eat a low fat diet. Like you know, it's like one of those things. It's like I don't think it beats the risk. People barely get blood tests done once a year. So you're gonna say you're gonna try this diet, but not like fully intact, like with anyone in the health world about this, like that sounds like something that you shouldn't do. But yeah, the only because I was gonna say we're almost running up on time, buddy. We got like 2 minutes left. But the last thing I wanted to talk about, since I'm sitting in the sun. So guys, everyone that's not in the desert, you know, shout out to the Arizona folks that get sun pretty much all year round. But make sure, I was talking to my buddies today, and I'm in a group chat with my buddies. I was telling them, I'm like, hey, make sure you're eating a lot of a higher vitamin D diet, or supplement in some pills. I bought some on Amazon. They're cheap. The 1,000 IU ones, and you know, with my wife being pregnant, and I want to make sure she's as healthy as possible. But like once these days are coming, where, you know, obviously it's a beautiful day in the Midwest, but like the other day was like 30 or 40 degrees and we weren't outside at all. But, you know, if it's not a beautiful day and you're not getting direct sunlight, you know, make sure we're upping the vitamin D intake, probably November to like maybe March, February. And I think the upper limit's 5,000 IUs upper intake.
I think it's like 10,000 plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's really high for vitamin. But still, I would say try to get outside. Try and spend some time outside. I'm in the north. It was absolutely gorgeous here today. I think it only got to like upper 50s, but I have an hour lunch break, so I went for like a 30-something minute walk. for my lunch break. I didn't get outside like too much this morning, unfortunately. I think I was like sub 1,000 steps before I started my shift, but I got like a nice like 3,000-4,000 step walk in, and then I'm gonna hit the gym in a little bit and probably do like a little bit more walking, try and get maybe a nice short walk in outside, try and get up to 10,000 steps, which I've struggled with. But yeah, definitely this time of year, it can be challenging to get outside, but do your best to, especially like early in the morning where you can get those like early rays of light in your eyes. That's like a big thing that Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about. I think super good for like mental health, resetting your like internal time clock, for like getting going on like vitamin D synthesis. So a lot of various benefits. Also, there's like a lot of things that we don't talk about, like in our homes, that affect air quality. So another great reason to get outside is to kind of mix up like the air quality. The indoor air quality is I believe according to like HVAC specialists is typically 400% worse indoors than it is outdoors. So even if you have allergies, people are like, I have allergies, it's going to be worse indoors than it is outdoors. Unless you have something like an IQ Air, something that's actively scrubbing your the air in your home. You have to be continually managing and changing your air filters, such as like people are like, oh, I have an HVAC system. It's like, when was the last time you changed your filter? What kind of filter do you have? Do you have a MERV filter? Do you have like UV light in your like HVAC system? Like they're so detailed nowadays. My average customer, when I would go in and if they had a forced hot air system, I'd pull that filter. That thing looked disgusting. It looked like a freaking kid playing in a sandbox. So yeah, try and get outdoors, people.
Yeah, and also too, if you have animals too. I read that a lot of systems, if you have animals, especially multiple animals, like should probably change it more than the regular person too, with just people inside the house. But yeah, that's how I'm out here right now, and probably after this, I might read a book for a little bit out here, and on the hoodie and pants. It got up to it's 60 degrees right now, buddy, over here. So
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, and the sun's like really in my face. And guess what, guys? I'm not wearing sunglasses. You know why? Because I'm not weak. My eyes are strong. I don't need sunglasses. Like, it's so crazy. Everyone wears sunglasses. It's like, I don't know how. I don't know. Maybe that if you're watching this and if you don't have eye problems with and whatever medically, right? Not like paranoidally, like through your head. Yeah, I would say if you can't go outside when the sun's outside without sunglasses, maybe you look at like being outdoors more. You're obviously making yourself stop staring at your cell phone as much. So that's all I wanted to say. I mean, we like to give advice and we're open, but I'm tired of people wearing sunglasses. I hardly wear them. I got a nice pair of Ray-Bans that I found on a hike, and I don't even wear them. I never said. Yeah, I found them on a hike. Yep.
Sick. That's pretty cool.
I disinfected them, and they're polarized Ray-Bans. I never even wear them. I got a nice pair of Ray-Bans, and But nice. Awesome, guys. Well, we'll catch you on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. If you have any questions, comment on Instagram, direct message us, and then yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.